Hi, you're watching Charterhouse TV, and today we're introducing the new offering from Maxspect as part of their Gyre Powerhead series. It's the 300 Cloud Edition. So those of you that are already aware of the Maxspect Gyres will know that when they came out, they revolutionised the way that we think of powerheads with this Gyre technology, this elongated kind of hardware that gave you big lateral flow around your aquarium. And it's been so popular that we're maybe 3 or 4 iterations of the pump down the line, and even so popular that some other brands have used that technology and branded it under their own name. Now, this is the latest edition, and it's called the Cloud Edition, and it introduces something that people who have been fans of the Gyres for some time have been waiting for a long time, and that is app control. But it's not just the control that's changed, some of the hardware's changed too.
Yeah, so one of the main things when you look at these pumps, they look the same. You used to be able to change either side of the rotor to direct the flow where you wanted it to go. But now they've really stepped it up that you can change the flow in 4 different ways. So each side now rotates. But in addition to that as well, they've actually made a clip-on flow director that clips onto the rotors, and you've also got a side by side flow directional on that as well. But another added bonus of this is that because it's shielding the rotors, it will actually help with some of the algae that you may get build up on top of the rotors, which can be a pain to clean. So it will help with maintenance as well. So it's a really great feature on these, on the new pumps.
Yeah, so you basically ended up with being able to direct your flow exactly where you want it. So as Steve said, you've got 2 options to direct to either side, as well as this kind of extra flow meter on it, and it puts the flow that's coming out of these pumps exactly where you need it in your aquarium. Now, the flow coming out of these pumps isn't inconsiderable. The smaller model, which is called the 330 series, is about 9,000 litres per hour, so roughly anything up to about 500 litre aquarium, and then the 350 model is up to 20,000 litres per hour per pump.
Yeah, they really kick out some water volume.
Yeah, so that's going to cover up to pretty large tanks, and you can buy them in both a single and a double package. So the single package is, as you'd expect, 1 pump with the controller and a power supply. The double package is 2 pumps running into that new controller and the power supply. So each of these controllers, this is the new cloud controller, comes with the option to run 2 pumps.
I've always really liked that feature with these, that you can buy a pump and a controller, and at any point you can upgrade with another pump and plug it straight into that controller.
Yeah, so the controller is a vast upgrade, isn't it? The old one used to have a very small kind of LCD screen, and the new one has got a full colour screen, which makes accessing all of the features much, much easier.
Yeah, as soon as I turned it on and you see the screen, it's such an improvement on the originals.
So the new controller is a vast improvement on some of the old controllers, particularly the old IV6 controller that used to have a very small LCD display screen and a kind of a little wheel that you had to click around to go through the settings. This has got a lovely big colour screen and also some physical buttons that allow you to click through all of the normal kind of flow settings you might expect from a powerhead, or a button that you might click to enter feed mode, for example. The bigger screen is also great for you to see when the pump is notifying you that it needs to maintain it, which is a really great feature that Maxspect have had built in for some time, where I think it's every 3 months it will alert you that your maintenance is due on your pumps. And on the old controller it was really quite hard to see, and on this one, obviously with a bigger screen, it's really obvious, which reminds us all to clean our pumps, which is pretty important to keep them running well. Now, the new controller is backwards compatible, so if you have existing Gyre models, you can upgrade to the new cloud controller, which will give you this new bigger screen and also give you the connectivity to the app control via Syna-G.
So they link through the cloud controller to the Syna-G app. The great thing about it is there's loads of pre-built-in modes, so your usual constant, random. But the other great thing about it is it's completely customizable. So if you want to go into it and change any of those features, you can. Also the feed mode, Ryan mentioned before that it's got a 30-minute feed mode, but you can even customize that. You can make it any time that you want. You can set it. So it really is a fully customizable app that gives you really great detail when you look onto it as well.
Yeah, when I first used the app, one of the things I was most pleased with is the fact that you can get really geeky if you want with it and set up, say, like a random or a constant mode exactly how you want it. But also for beginners, if you've
I was going to say, I'm the other way. I like it so I can just press a button. It's already pre-installed and I know it's going to work.
Yeah, they've I've got a setting for like SPS, reef tank, LPS, mixed reef, and even like a fish only system. So you can just literally click on fish only system, tell it what pumps you've got, and away you go. The other thing that is really kind of a key feature of this new control is that obviously you can use 2 different pump models. And what's interesting is both the app and the controller allow one pump to be doing one group of settings and the other pump to be doing something completely different. So if you've got an aquarium that's set up in a particular way, whether it be your scape or whether it be your coral placement, you can make sure that you're giving that part of your tank, especially with the new additions of how you can direct the flow, the exact thing that you need, and maybe another side of the tank might be a little bit slower or faster.
It's great to have a controller and an app that work well together and that you can fully customize to be able to achieve those sort of things.
Yeah, the takeaway from the cloud is customization. Like you can really do what you want with it, even in the way that you can add more than one pump. So coming to that, let's talk about prices a little bit. So it's comes in basically one controller and 2 different pumps, the 330 and the 350. We've mentioned kind of the flow rates. It's worth noting that the 330 will work up to maybe 15 mil glass, and then you can buy a reinforcement magnet that does up to 20. The 350 is about 20 up to 25, and the prices for a single pump and a controller for the 330 is £310, and then the 350 and a controller is £379. That is for a single pump and a controller package. If you want obviously an extra pump, you can add that at a later date for a cheaper price, or you can buy it as a bundle, which makes it a little bit more attractive. As always, if you want any more information on these pumps, then feel free to get in touch. Our customer service team are always here for any of your questions. Comment on this video. Likewise, we'll do our best to answer as best we can. And make sure you stay subscribed so that you can see future videos and introduce you to some new products that are coming in the future.
See ya.